Hey guys, Jordan here. Today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the Mavic 3. Alright, so I've had the Mavic 3 for a little while now, and I gotta say there are some things that I'm impressed with and other things that I'm not. I was really hesitant to purchase this drone right off the bat. Honestly, I wasn't planning on getting it, but I wanted to test and really get a sense of where the technology is going. So anyways, I ended up picking one up, and obviously there are some things that I really like about it. One, probably the biggest thing that I like about it is the battery life. Like, you can literally fly for 45 minutes straight without having to land your drone, which is really nice. And for me, I value my time out there and I want to be super efficient, and not having to swap your batteries between photos and videos. I'm typically pretty efficient anyway. I'm usually not in the sky for longer than 30 minutes, which most drones can handle these days, but having that extra buffer is just one less thing that you have to worry about when you're out there shooting a property. Now, another thing that was very impressive with this when I got it in the sky, that zoom lens when you're in the, I don't know, spotlight or binocular view. It's just a binocular view icon on the app itself, but that thing can zoom and you can see like 3 miles away and distinguish like a store. I put it in the sky. We have a store like a Walmart 2 or 3 miles away, and I could zoom all the way in from my house and see it, which was very impressive, I gotta say. So it's a very versatile drone. You know, for real estate photography, there are times where you want some greater depth to your shots, so fly further away from the property and zoom in. You can get a different perspective than just that fixed wide angle, and can really mix up your shots. So that's one thing that I really like about the Mavic 3 drone. The next thing about this drone that I really like is the obstacle avoidance feature. Now, I tested this following my son, or one of my kids, down the street, and had the drone locked in on him, and the drone was actually able to avoid trees and light posts all on its own. I was very skeptical because I've never had that much confidence in a drone to be able to avoid those types of obstacles without me in control. And that is one thing that I was very impressed with as well with this drone. Now, in my opinion, the main camera optics isn't that much better than the Air 2S, and that was my biggest concern. Like, for real estate photography, you can get away with a much cheaper drone, and I just think for the price, those things that I mentioned, for most people, aren't gonna make that much of a difference. In my opinion, the best bang for your buck drone out there right now is the Air 2S. It's actually what we use in the field. It does great low light, and it's super awesome. But I will tell you one thing that this drone, and it's something very simple that is somewhat of annoyance to me, is that the aspect ratio for this drone, you can either choose 16:9 or you can choose 4:3. There is no 3:2 option. With the Air 2S, you do have the 3:2 option, which is a very simple thing. I don't know why they would have it on some drones and not the other. It's really easy just to adjust the aspect ratio on the DJI side of things, so I don't know why they wouldn't have more options for the user to select. The reason I like 3:2 aspect ratio is because that is regular photography aspect ratio, so we're not having to crop the top and bottoms to match our regular photography. So it's just one thing on the efficiency side of things that I don't like about this drone. It's just an extra step that you have to do. If I was flying with the Air 2S, I don't have to worry about it. I select 3:2, I know my composition, and that's the shot that I'm gonna end up with, and it's gonna put it in Lightroom, do the edits, and there we go. I don't have to do that extra step. So me, I like to focus a lot on efficiency and doing things as quickly as possible, and that's just an extra step that's kind of an annoyance. And lastly, the last thing I prefer the other drones over this one is that this one is pretty loud when it's up in the air. The form factor is much bigger, so it's a bigger drone. It draws more attention. For me, when I'm out there just running, gunning during the day, honestly, I like to use my Mini 2 a lot, and then the Air 2S is a little bit louder, but the Mini 2, like, you're not gonna attract any of those nosy neighbors that come out and ask what you're doing with the drone above their house. I was testing this one outside and I didn't think it was very loud, and then neighbors started to come out and they're like, oh, I wasn't sure. It was kind of not super late at night, but anyways, it drew more attention than if I was flying the Mini 2 or even the Air 2S. The Mini 2 is very, very quiet. And that is actually why I'm very excited for the Mini 3 to come out. I've already pre-ordered that. So if you want to see my reviews and comments and thoughts on that particular drone, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because I definitely will be talking about that drone in a future video. So anyways, that's it for this video. I just want to give my thoughts on the Mavic 3 after using it. In my opinion, I would opt for the Air 2S for real estate photography over the Mavic 3. There are some cool features that I mentioned, so if those are something that you're really, really interested in, then go with the Mavic 3. But for over twice the price point as the Air 2S, I definitely don't think that this is twice the drone as that one. So anyways, that's it for my thoughts. If you guys have additional questions, leave them in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys on the next one.